Entertainer of the Year this year!
Yeah!
Thank you. Well, I'm not going to sing tonight.
Oh my God!
I know.
Oh hell no! I just got told you
Well, they said it was comedy. They said it was comedy, and so I'm going to try to be funny, and that's going to be really difficult.
Oh God.
And how many cocktails?
Once upon a time in a far-off kingdom, there lived a wicked old drag queen.
Bobby!
She lived high on a castle on a hill.
Bobby!
And she had a magic mirror. And she used to say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of us all?
Not Bobby!
And the mirror would say, you are, girl. Always made her feel so good. And she also had a little charge named Snow White that she used to make do the damnedest things.
Noel!
Like wash out the towels.
Right. Noel!
And the cobblestones.
Yep, Noel.
Well, one day Snow White was out there washing off the cobblestones, and here comes Prince Charming just romping across the pampas. Now when he sees Snow White, he wants her. So he gets off his horse and he says, Snow White, ride away with me. So she mounts his horse. Well, he soon rectified all that. She said, I'd love to ride away with you, but that queen sees you, she'll want you too. You better go. And as he rides away, she sings that wonderful old English madrigal, someday my prince will come.
I don't get it! I don't get it!
All this time, the queen's up there looking in that mirror. She's looking in that mirror because she's a watch queen. She said, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all? The mirror said, oh, I've got news for you, girl. It's Snow White, and she's gorgeous.
There you go, Noel.
She says, well, I've got to get rid of her. She said, I know what I'll do. I'll call the man with the big gun.
Me!
Nobody we know.
That's right, Noel.
She called the man with the big gun. He said, I got something I'd like for you to do. She said, love too. And this is no time for romance. I want you to shoot Snow White. So he goes down there where Snow White is, and he taps her on the shoulder. He says, pardon me, darling, but wouldn't you like to go where the fairies are dancing? She said, isn't this against the law? He said, not unless you're wearing scarlet ribbons. He took her where the fairies are dancing, and she had a hell of a time. She didn't know whether she was following, leading, or parking a truck. She looked up, there's the man with the big gun. She says, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to blow you to hell. She said, don't talk, bark. He said, I can't shoot you, you're too pretty. I want you to run, run, run. Which means, go, girl, go. She took off. She ran through the woods, through the forest, through the canyon. Finally, at last, she is all fagged out, if you'll excuse that expression. And you know, she went to sleep in the arms of Morpheus. She woke up in the arms of Mother Nature. If that don't make her bisexual, if that don't confuse her, nothing will. She woke up and there was all of the beautiful day around her. Flora and fauna. A couple of nice lesbians she knew, so she waved. Over here were a bunch of fairies making a daisy chain, so she joined them. They were playing a new game called Knit 1, Purl 2, Drop a Daisy, whoops! And you know, they worked out at the bus station where they sing that wonderful old song, How Can You Whistle While You Work? All this time, the queen's up there looking at that mirror. She looks in that mirror because she's a never say die queen. She said, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all? The mirror said, girl, I'm going to tell you right now, it's Snow White. She said, well, I've got to get rid of her. She said, I know what I'll do. I'll call the man with the big gun.
You already called him.
I already called him?
Yeah.
Where am I now?
You're on the apple.
Oh, she said, I'll become a wicked old witch. I'm sorry. It's hard when you're trying to take money and talk. She said, I'll become a wicked old witch. I'll make a poisoned apple. I'll rub it with KY and Camptown. If that don't kill her, nothing will. Isn't that ridiculous? It won't harm her soul. Look how healthy.
Sexy.
She went down there where Snow White was and she knocked on the door and Snow White said, who is it? She said, let me in, sweetie. She said, what do you want me to do? Well, she said, I want you to take a bite out of this fruit. So naturally, Snow White bit her. She said, out of the apple, you damn fool. Well, Snow White took a bite out of the apple and she dropped over dead. Well, when the 7 dwarfs came home and found her all flaked out there, they didn't know what the hell to do with her because she's a girl. So they took her down by the river. They put her in a glass coffin. They all knelt around her. Crazy picture. About that time, here comes Prince Charming just robbing across the pampas. Now, when he sees Snow White, he wants her. So he gets off his horse. The 7 dwarfs see him, and they begin to Indian wrestle for him. The glass coffin breaks. Snow White rolls out into the river. A great big fish comes by and kisses her, and she and the fish live happily ever after.